Welcome back, growers. It's Friday, April 25th, and we're here to learn as we grow. Today's conversation is all about the creative ways that we can grow strawberries. Think you need a big garden to grow strawberries? Think again. We're going to talk about these creative strawberry bed ideas that will have you growing more berries in less space on patios, on balconies, even on walls. So let's swap stories. Tell me, what ways do you grow your strawberries? I'm going to talk about what we've done in the past. Bonus, at the end, I'm going to show you a calendar to keep strawberries healthy, sort of what to do when to your plants. So I'm going to get into some information, then we're going to look at pictures. So strawberry pyramid planter might be something you've heard of before. It's a tiered wooden pyramid planter that lets you grow dozens of strawberry plants in a compact footprint. It's great for sunny patios or small backyards. Once I get through the reading, we're going to hop into the images and see if you can find the pyramid planter. There's also the vertical hanging pocket garden, a fabric shoe organizer, for example, or a vertical planting pouch to grow strawberries up a sunny wall or fence. It saves space, keeps fruit off the ground, which some locations have issues with their strawberries being on the ground and being eaten up. This also can be good for renters or apartment dwellers. There's also the gutter garden wall, mounting old rain gutters to a fence or wall in stacked rows, drill drainage holes, and fill them with soil for a super cheap and easy vertical strawberry garden. We're going to look at that. Strawberry barrel tower. I have an image of this as well. Taking a plastic barrel or trash can. I imagine you can even use those vertical laundry baskets, right? Because they already have all the holes in them. This is the barrel and the trash can. You would have to cut the planting holes on the sides, stack it with soil and strawberry plants, and you can even install a center pipe for watering evenly, which I do have an example of. There's raised beds built with built-in PVC covers. Build a basic raised bed, add a hoop-style PVC arch to protect young plants from pests or frost with netting or plastic sheeting. And then the hanging basket strawberry cascades. We did a live stream talking about container gardens, all the types of containers, what varieties of each crop go in containers, what is the soil depth that they need, and we even did a whole segment on hanging baskets, what to grow in a hanging basket, what specific crop varieties for that. Check that out on the replay if you haven't seen it. So the hanging basket, it lets strawberries dangle over the edge, and it's decorative and delicious and a vertical display. Now, straw bale beds. Use a straw bale as both the container and the composting material. Plant strawberries directly into the bale for a rustic natural garden look with built-in fertility. I think you have to prep the straw bale ahead of time. Like, you let it rot a little. I think you pour something over it, like a liquid compost tea or something, to get it going. I don't have experience with straw bales, but I think we'll see some images of that. Cinder block bed with pocket planting. Arrange cinder blocks in a rectangle or circle, fill the center with soil, and use the block holes as individual strawberry pockets. You can even paint the cinder blocks if you want them to look a certain way. So now that I've talked, we're going to look at the chat, we're going to look at photos, we're going to see things together. We have food, forest, permaculture. Greetings, Shawnee and fellow earthlings. Good to see you. Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Cheers. Good to see you. Adam, creeping in the background as I'm finishing up eating supper. Hey, good to see you. Liked and shared. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Okay, so the photos. After we look at photos, we are going to look at tips for growing strawberries. What do we need to know? Okay, getting it set up. Here we go. The tiered strawberry planter. This is good for a small outdoor space. I could see this even on a patio, honestly. This is a vertical style of growing. You can hand build these. They probably, well, I mean, I'll be honest, I have woodworkers all around. Like if you go on Facebook, you can find a woodworker and they'll build something for you. if you're not handy dandy. Then there's this style. This is called a strawberry tower. This is a very do-it-yourself vertical situation. This person recycled just old containers that they had, stacked them together, grew in the spaces. This is a hexagon planter box. Apparently, it's a way to add style. You can make your own. You might find one at a garden center. Hanging strawberry planter. This looks like it's made out of wood. Repurposed wood planks. So later on, I know I have a picture of the gutter style, but this is what it reminds me of, is the gutter style where you plant right in that. I mean, plants just want to grow. So, I mean, I feel like you can stick it anywhere. Wooden strawberry planter. There's 18 strawberry plants in this tower system. Pallet planter, so I can see there's straw inside of this. Have you ever built a box out of pallets? We've done that before. And I did have cardboard inside of it and soil and tried to grow things, but I didn't have it in a good location and I ended up just getting rid of it anyways. What is this? A recycled planter. It's just old nursery pots. Try putting an upside down water bottle in the pot to prevent your plants from drying out. Strawberries do like water. We're going to talk about that in the planting care part of the conversation. 3-tier planter. So they took like a large, a medium, and a small and fit them inside each other. That's another do-it-yourself build right there. Zombie Prepper says raised beds all the way. That's right. Carolina Kind Family Homestead says thing about those where the runner's going to root. I feel the same way. We can talk about runner care when we talk about taking care of the strawberry plants, but I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind when you're doing vertical growing is these strawberries, these mothers are going to send out babies, the runners, and it's your job to do something about it, right? You can tuck them in the soil, let them root, and then cut them and then replant. Because I'm all about like perennials. My strawberries are perennials here. So taking care of them, right? So they continue on and on. This is just a cedar planter box off of a deck or a front porch that you can build and put a strawberry plant in, right? This is that cinder block conversation. We did talk about these in our container gardening. If you're concerned about what is leaching out of cinder blocks, maybe they shouldn't be on your list of things to grow in. A lot of people talk about them because you can pick them up for free a lot of the times. But some people do not like the way it looks, right? A wire planter. So this is like cattle panel wrapped around, and then they have straw inside and soil and compost, and they planted the strawberries in there. If you just have that kind of stuff laying around, a lot of times you can get it for free too. A floating window planter. Okay, so it's a PVC pipe that they mounted in the windowsill, and inside the pipe is the soil, but I don't understand about drainage. I've never seen this before. Is this a real thing? This is another wooden planter box example, just like a bigger one. You can plant a strawberry in anything, right? In a shoe, in a boot. A gutter planter. Now this one's painted, or maybe they came black. I don't know. I always see the white rain gutters as reused, right? You can hacksaw to cut the rain gutter into equal lengths, and a simple wooden frame to mount them on is what was used in this one. This is the concrete planter. I don't know if people make these. Concrete is natural looking moldable material that complements all decor nicely. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, obviously they have greenery in this one, and then it talks about you can put a strawberry plant in it. Here is a wooden planter box, and it looks like they have some kind of framing on the back, like a trellis. Clearly the photo is not strawberries, but it's listed in the strawberry growing article. Here are crates. Let's see. They call it vertical planter boxes. I think they have these at the dollar store. They do have a support wood on the side, because at first I thought they were just stacked all willy-nilly, and that doesn't seem very secure, right? Now, if we want to get more serious, there's the dedicated strawberry patch, right? If anyone's seen on my channel my strawberry videos, I have a specific whole half of a garden in ground that is strawberries, and I was so fed up with harvesting that I put in pathways at the end of the year in the fall so I could get in there this spring when we're going to be having our harvest and actually not wreck my back essentially, right? And then having sort of a with the mind of perennials, having a polyculture bed. So this is a raised bed with other vegetables and herbs, but it does have your strawberries at the edge, and they can kind of hang out. Huge patch. I have now planted strawberries in our food forest as well, so now we'll be able to pick from a couple different areas. Of course, putting them as borders, right? So I talked about putting them in my food forest or a fruit tree guild. You know, that one of the layers is strawberries, and then here is edging for an animal kitchen garden. They kind of hang out by the pathway, it looks like. Looks really easy to harvest, right? This is one of those containers that has the PVC or a water bottle in the center. And this is to help with watering. Easy water system is what they talk about. Oh, here's the barrel. So, okay, you see how they've drilled all these holes and then they plant the plant in the hole? I could see this with that one style laundry basket, right? This is in a greenhouse tower system. I'm not in love with it, I'll say that right now. I'm a fan of just growing them in the ground. Now, yeah, it's harder on your back, but I don't really like the way this looks. Here's a close-up shot of the hanging basket option. I don't have anywhere to hang baskets, otherwise I think I would have specific, like a hanging basket garden, right? All the ways to grow. Here's another shot of a gutter garden, gutter strawberry. They've got it mounted to a wood fence situation. Looks like they even do a little bit of cinder block stuff in the background. So maybe that gave you some ideas on ways to grow strawberries. Let's talk about tips for growing healthy plants. Will they need to have some full sun? Strawberries need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily for sweetest, juiciest berries. The garden I have them in is starting to get more shade just because trees get tall and it's taking the sun out of that spot, but they are getting sun on the other sides. And like I said, we've been planting strawberries kind of all over the place to get harvest here and there. Use well-drained, rich soil. Strawberries hate soggy roots, but they really are thirsty. Like the berry wants water, right? Amend your soil with compost and ensure good drainage. Raised beds or containers work great. As we looked at, there's a billion ways to do it. And this is what I see. Have you ever been to like a U-Pick strawberry farm? Mulch, 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 straw, pine needles, or leaf mulch to help retain moisture, suppress weeds, and keep the berries clean and off the soil. Uh, what I did here at the rental was a rock border, so it helped warm up the bed early on in the spring from the sun hitting it, and the strawberries would hang off the edge and on the rock. Because when it rains and splatters all the soil up on everything, if you don't have it mulched, those berries are so dirty and you have to, spend a little bit of time washing them. Where when they're hanging on a mulch or off a rock or in a container or off the ground, kind of just pick it, wipe it, eat it, right? Look for bugs, eat around the bug hole, be warned, there might be a bug inside. What I want to do this year is grow in a GreenStalk. I have 3 different GreenStalks that um, I think I want to put some strawberry plants in. And if you are interested in getting a GreenStalk, there is a link in the description to get $10 off your first order with them. My first one I've had for 2 years now, and then I just got 2 more because I liked the color and it was a bigger pocket size. Maybe it was the smaller pocket size. I showed them on a live stream. They're going to be in videos in the future. And there's something cool that my kids can help plant because we're tearing out all the gardens here at the rental house and only gardening at the offsite property. But I have to be able to grow something here where I live and take it with me wherever I will go. So these green stalks were a super handy container that I can easily move because they come apart. So when you first get a strawberry plant, maybe you just bought one from the nursery. When you put that in the ground, we're going to talk about the parts of a strawberry here next, but pinch off the flowers the first year is optional, but that's what I did because then the plant is going to focus on developing the strong root system. We don't want to stress it out on all levels of, well, I just moved you and I just replanted you and I want you to make fruit, right? But it is optional. You don't have to do that. Of course, rejuvenate your patch after a couple of years. The strawberry plants get tired. Those mother plants that you first planted and then shot off little baby runners, they start to not develop large fruit anymore or not as much fruit. So taking those out and composting them and replanting the runners, and then they make babies and then they make babies. Every 2 to 3 years for best harvests. That was kind of another reason why I wanted to put the pathways into our strawberry patch this year, is to try and figure out, okay, these ones have been here a while. These are the new ones on this side because they grow and run, right? And I want to hear from you. How do you fertilize your strawberries? Because honestly, I haven't done anything. And I'm thinking I would like to. And so there's your obvious answers of top dressing with compost, adding some worm castings, throwing down some biochar, doing a liquid fish emulsion that's diluted, right? Now, Espoma is organic granular and they sell barytone, and I imagine it's phosphorus and potassium, but I haven't bought it yet. And now's the time. Like they're starting to wake up, they're starting to put on green growth. To encourage more leafy growth, I could throw in some liquid fish emulsion, and then I kind of want to add this granular barytone and see what happens this year because I've never really taken care of the strawberry patch, right? Zombie Pepper says we did the gutter thing one time. The wind destroyed it. Oh, it was pretty good. Radio Jonesy says, okay, only a little bit late today. Yeah, welcome to the beginning of our conversation about growing strawberries, right? Good to see you. Carolina Kind Family Homestead says, yes, ma'am, I love to support our local farms. Oh, it was so great to go out to the U-Pick strawberry patch because it wasn't a long drive. I really don't like long drives. And I'm actually to the point now where we're growing our own enough to where I don't necessarily need to go to the strawberry farm, but it's fascinating to get their information on how do they organize their rows, how do they mulch, what plants, what varieties do they have, right? Like asking all the questions and of course supporting. Because you can go there and actually pick, or you can um, buy pre-picked, right? If you just want like a big case of them. Jack Beanstalk, welcome to the conversation. Radio Jonesy says bugs are tasty according to the Who. Gandalf, welcome to the Strawberry Talk. Do you grow strawberries, Gandalf? Silly Lily, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Cheers. I'm having dandelion root tea this evening. Jay even made it. Hello, Jay Dixon. We're talking about growing strawberries. Boomerang. Carolina, top dress with compost from chickens and quail pens. Fantastic. Like I said, I feel like I need to up my game and pay attention to my strawberries a little bit more because they are oh so important. My big goal is to grow more fruit this year. That's a theme I'm having. Gandalf says, I can't stay, Shawnee, but I had to stop and say hi and hit the like. I appreciate it. Jay Dixon, my strawberries answer was a lie. I use regular containers. Like you clicked in the poll. What does the poll say? Um, What's your favorite way to grow strawberries? Raised beds, hanging baskets, vertical planters or walls, traditional in-ground rows. I only have ever done rows in the ground or like a little bit of a raised bed but with rock border. And then now this year, I think we're going to plant the green stalks with some to see how that works out. Gandalf says, I tried strawberries once. The slugs ate them all. I think you would benefit from growing them up off the ground for sure then, Gandalf. Radio Jonesy, you will eat bugs and you will like it. Nope. Adam says, I've always been an in-ground grower. I've dedicated 2 green stalks for strawberries this year, along with my in-ground ones. See, the whole, like, Carolina was talking about, what are we going to do about the runners? And so my plan is in the green stalk pocket, it's the mother plant. And when it sends off the runner, which we're going to talk about the parts of a plant here next, I think I'm going to tuck the runner in with some soil so it roots, and then I'll cut it from the mother and I'll have a baby plant to put somewhere. Right? There's different types of strawberries. There's the June bearing strawberries. They produce 1 big crop per year. Now, it doesn't always happen in June. Like in South Carolina, they have strawberries ripening right now. Last month in Florida, they had strawberries ripening. Me, end of May, beginning of June, I think is when we have our strawberries. You think I'd remember it. It happens the same time every year, but well, we're going to look at a calendar here at the end for the bonus, and then that'll tell me when I pick strawberries here in Minnesota. Okay, so usually in late spring or early summer, May to June, depending on your zone, yields lots of berries all at once, perfect for preserving, freezing, or big harvests. So, like, I always talk about planting with a purpose. When you put that seed in the ground, what do you want to do at harvest time? Is it to pickle? Is it to ferment? Is it to eat fresh or grill or water bath can or pressure can or freeze? Is it a gift? Is it to sell? Are you trying to make money? What is the end game here when we're planting those plants? Popular varieties for June bearing are Honeyo, Chandler, All-Star, Jewel. Don't ask me what I have no idea. I knew at one time, and maybe it's in my records and I could dig it out, but I have no idea. Ever-bearing strawberries produce 2 to 3 smaller crops, one in spring, another in summer, and often a small fall crop. Great for fresh eating over time, especially in smaller gardens or the containers. The popular varieties for an ever-bearing strawberry is Ozark Beauty, Seascape, Quinault. Ozark Beauty, I feel like we hear about everywhere. Now there's also day neutral plants that produce fruit throughout most of the growing season. The woodland strawberry is a day neutral strawberry species. You might see it called alpine strawberry, wild strawberry, European strawberry. They usually don't taste as good and they're smaller. Okay, so let's look at parts of a strawberry and then I'll jump back into the chat before I do our bonus. Get me where I want to be. Blow this up a little. was looking to see if I had a sentence wrote about this. I'm not seeing a sentence wrote about it. Okay. So we have at the very bottom the roots, and then this part where the roots meet the stem is called the crown. When you're planting your strawberry, you don't want to bury the crown. It'll suffocate it and it'll die. We want the crown to be above the soil level. Then you have your beautiful leaves. It doesn't have a picture of the flowers on here, but the flower is what is going to produce your strawberry, if you didn't know that. And then here's an example of it's going to shoot out this stem, make a runner. There's a little crown on the runner. If it touches the soil, it produces its own roots, and then you can cut it from the mother and it's its own plant. Don't forget that in the description I have a link to get $10 off your first order with GreenStalk. And we have a beautiful crocheted hanging plant. I don't know if anyone can say what this plant might be in real life. I don't have a name. Like, what's the one is it tears or pearls or peas? I don't know. There's a name for this, but this is what it looks like. There's also a link in the description. It leads you to a Facebook page. It's called Two Sweet Creations. You can go on the Facebook page and message them if you want a plant. I also have crocheted flowers from them. If you're interested, the link is in the description. So back into the chat before we do bonus information. Okay, Gandalf. Oh man, I clicked it and then it went all wonky on me. I even put down a 4-inch layer of salt and the slugs just cruised right across it. I'm wondering if the biochar or like canola clay would keep them off, right? And then yeah, it looks like you put the trap out. I don't like the trap thing. I feel like it just makes them come closer more. Carolina Kind Family Homestead says, I got a few ripe ones so far. Okay, Silly Lily says, got diagnosed with lung C and went quickly. Your son-in-law got diagnosed with lung C and went quickly this past week? This week? Silly Lily? I'll drop by again another time. Stressed. Oh dear. The to-do list that has become of that, the emotions, the feelings. I appreciate you coming here. If you're still here, if this was a couple minutes ago, to share and conversate with us about this. We're always willing to talk with you and listen. Hugs to you. Gandalf says, I gotta go. Have a good night, everyone. Adam, I've got wire and tiny pots in mind for the runners. I don't mind rednecking it. Ooh. Future video. Radio Jonesy. In Tasmania, the most common varieties are red gauntlet and tioga, probably because they are both suited to cool climates. Red gauntlet is a robust, long-season, prolific producer of medium-sized fruit. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, throw out your strawberry kind names if you know them. Tasmania, the area is best known for its cherries, apples, and stone fruit or fruits with big seeds on the inside, such as peaches, mangoes, plums, and lychees? 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 I don't know how to say that. All of those things are delicious. Why I was gonna say wild edibles. Wild's collections says adorable. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you are doing well. And Adam says thoughts and prayers are with you, Silly Lily, if you're still listening. That is for sure. That is for sure. Oh, here we go. Pronunciation. Lychee. All right, lychee. We talked about in a past live stream growing from your pantry, and one of the conversations was taking the stone fruits and growing your own tree from that seed. How long does it take? Provided information on where to go to read about it, because I bet you have things in your house that you could grow a garden with that you didn't know. And so check out that live stream to see if I surprised you with any new information. I do have the bonus now for the calendar. Now, this is technically wrote for Minnesota. Um, I could show it on the screen and read it. Let's see here. But I mean, go to your extension and type in strawberry care and they'll give you the same thing, right? All right, so what to do? April is when we rake straw, or what I use is leaves, away from the plants as they start to grow. So as soon as I start to see new leaf growth in my strawberries, I get the leaves, the mulch off of them. The reason I'm putting leaves on them is to keep them safe in the wintertime, a little bit more protection, right? So that's April, which we did that, check. Um, Plant dormant transplants in April and May. So right now, you could go get some strawberry crowns and plant them here in Minnesota. If you don't have snow, there might be parts of Minnesota that still have snow, and I do not. And then in May and June, you can plant potted transplants. Now, I put some strawberries in pots and left them out at the offsite garden, and they look dead. Not gonna lie. So that's an experiment. We'll see. In May, pinch flower buds off the transplants for a few weeks. So this is only if you've just transplanted into your space. We advise optionally to take those flower buds off so the plant can focus on establishing its roots. And the next time it flowers, leave those on. Now, if you already have an established plant, don't be picking the flowers off. In July, thin June-bearing plants within 2 weeks after harvest. I don't get that. Nope, I'm not. I have better things to do in July. I'm sorry. I'm harvesting my garlic and doing a bunch of other stuff. I'm planting the fall garden. We're not messing with the strawberry plants in July. I'm sorry. In July and August, apply compost to day neutral plants if needed. Well, I don't have any day neutral plants. So I would add compost in April, I imagine. And I want to do that berry tone from Espoma. I'd probably get around to it in May. Remove runners from June-bearing plants as needed, July through October. And then November, covering the plants with straw mulch if overwintering. And that's where I use the leaves that we have on the property. So that is the calendar. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to subscribe for more gardening chats. We will have future conversations, like we should maybe talk about exotic spices at home or growing in edible landscaping. And I struggle with this because I'm like, isn't it just a garden? So stay tuned for what is on that grow list. Always check out the description. We have links to articles and images. Sometimes there's a tools list or other videos if you're that kind of visual learner related to gardening or the conversation that we're doing. Check out the Learn As You Grow podcast right here on YouTube, on my channel, on the podcast section. It also puts them into the videos tab, which might be confusing. I don't have any power over that. It just does that, right? iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Amazon Music are other places you can find those things. Heading back to Food Forest Permaculture is still listening. Jay Dixon says Ontario 1, June-bearing varieties like Kent and Sparkle. 2, ever-bearing varieties such as Seascape and TriStar. 3, day-neutral strawberries like Albion and Seascape. I've heard of all these names. I think there's over, 600 or 800 types of strawberries plants. And like all the strawberries that are for sale at a nursery are really old genetics, and all of the strawberry farms get like new aged, rockin' and rollin' giant strawberry producing plants, if I remember right. I don't have an article tonight that proves that, but this is something I read in the past. Radio Jonesy says light cheese is the correct way. Adam says, haha, my favorite strawberries I call Louisa. Louisa? I got from my barber years ago, and her name is... Oh, that's a good story. Radio Jonesy was on a delay, caught up now. Okay, new topic. Get Mystic Elves to do my garden work at night. Oh, anybody have a link to those where we buy Mystic Elves? Duncan, 1900 Homestead. Good evening and good to see you here. Shawnee Grows. We just finished talking about creative strawberry bed ideas. We talked about how to take care of our strawberry plants. What is June bearing, ever bearing, day neutral. We talked about the parts of a strawberry plant, and I went through a bonus calendar of schedule of care. For Minnesota, it's set up for as far as the months. And now we're here, 35 minutes in. Do you guys want to keep hanging out? I've ran out of that's what I had to talk about. So, what is your favorite way to grow strawberries? If you're not allergic to them, of course. Raised beds is winning 54%. Hanging baskets 31%. Vertical planters or walls is at 0%, and then traditional in-ground rows 15%. Oh, Janet, hey, I am late. I'll watch the beginning later. Yeah, hang out for now to chit chat and catch the replay for the fun information that we provided. Are you a strawberry grower, or is that kind of hard to do down where you live? Oh gosh, where does that one family live? I don't know. I'd have to look. She puts her strawberries in a high tunnel in the ground to get them sooner and longer. She has a big family too. And the name of the channel, I also can't remember. I would have to spend time digging around. I mean, I watch their stuff every week. Adam says it's about time, Duncan. I was about ready to get in trouble. Jay says my hanging baskets are not hanging, i.e., regular pots for strawberries. Yeah, I'm almost to the point now where it's like, let's just put a little strawberry everywhere. See what happens, right? Duncan's laughing at Adam. Does anyone have gardening plans? They have a to-do list this weekend. Janet Potter, I have strawberries growing in my neighbor's trash. Oh, that's right, the kiddie pool. And they're doing okay. Uh-huh, uh-huh. We had a bunch of strawberries from Park City, Florida in March, possibly some of April. They're done now. And so the strawberries at the store are terrible. And I can't wait to have the ones from my garden, but we always have really little fruit. And so part of my goal with creating the pathways and thinning out some of the plants, now I'm going to put fertilizer on in hopes that we get some bigger plants. If not, people do talk about just ripping it all out and planting all new. And that might be what I have to do because I take fruit very seriously. Right? Let's see, garden tasks. I brought my celery outside because I realized that my max capacity for my indoor grow station is 100 plants and it's full. And so I took all the celery outside because there's no room for them inside, even though they're not ready. They can't go in the ground yet. But it's going to be cold tonight, like 36 degrees. So I brought them all back inside and they're just sitting in the kitchen and hanging out because my grow station is literally all peppers and tomatoes and some cucumbers. Um, and the math was not done correctly by me. My bad. I did get rid of some plants, but I can't get rid of all of them. And we are going on a field trip again tomorrow. We had a field trip this week earlier. I might have talked about it on yesterday's live stream. Let's see. Janet Potter, my new project is propagating a mulberry tree. Fantastic. I took like 6 or 8 cuttings from a mulberry tree and I got one. I got one to grow and I ate the mulberries off of it in my house. It was fantastic. Food, forest, permaculture, going to an art show on paintings of flowers and trees this weekend, learning flower arranging in a class tomorrow. Wow, that I would love to join you for that. When I went to the art museum this week, they had some kind of exhibit contest, and everywhere in the whole place, I watched them unload them all. They were setting up arrangements of real flowers, and then people were walking around with clipboards and like judging them. It was super cool. Jay Dixon, I'm currently procrastinating making some lavender cuttings for propagation. Half done. We talked about taking herb cuttings and propagating them to make new plants on yesterday's live stream. growing from your pantry. Adam says taters are going in the ground and up potting maters this weekend. I up potted the tomatoes, and that's how I discovered there's a max capacity that I have reached. And I was cleaning out my basement and I found a pot of potatoes that, now that you're saying this, I didn't plant them. They're in the garden shed. I hope they're okay. I need to go plant them. We're gonna get severe storms Sunday night, Monday all day or something. So this weekend would be a good time. I did plant some already. Duncan says that will be so awesome to Howie. And he says, I think so too, Brenda. Duncan says, all you need are wild birds. They'll plant mulberries everywhere. The tree that I took the cuttings from got destroyed. First of all, it was in a bad location. Second of all, nobody really knew it was even there doing fruit stuff because of where it is, and it's not on my property. And I'm really glad I took some cuttings because I don't even know. I'm going to keep watching it, but I don't think it's going to make any growth at all. I think it's destroyed. Jay Dixon says tomorrow and Sunday, the morning, I am a banana, i.e. a greeter mascot for a food bank fundraiser, and afternoon facilitating on the Urban Gardener Show. Well, so are you wearing a banana costume? That's the mascot at the food bank fundraiser? That sounds really fulfilling. Zardas, cheers everyone. We're at the end of our conversation. Do you grow strawberries? Do you like to eat strawberries? Maybe you're allergic to them. The mulberry tree that Howie has is loaded. We harvested off of another person's mulberry tree one year that was way mature, like giant. And so we did the whole lay a sheet or a tarp at the bottom and shake it. And yes, that works. Obviously, that's what you have to do when you can't reach the branch to hand pick it. But man, are they full of spiders and bugs when you do that. I mean, I spent so much time washing, I put them in a bucket of water or a sink of water and picking out things from the tree that fell in it. Oh, it was so time consuming. Well, that is all she wrote, I think, for tonight's show. I'm going to say goodbye. And not sure when we'll be live again. Catch all the replays for things that you've missed. We've got Jay Dixon saying, yes, I have many mascot costumes. You have many mascot costumes and do many charitable acts? No way. Banana costume for public relation for the food bank. That's so cool. And you have, what is it that you dress up in the front yard? You have things in the front yard that Jay is pretty cool. Beach feet. Oh, well, hello, Shawnee and fellow beach lovers. Oops, wrong live. Check out Beach Feet. Let's see here. I can get the link. Okay, Zardoz, I live in the blueberry, raspberry, and strawberry capital of Canada. You're surrounded. Howie says, see ya, Earthlings. Beach Feet says, how's your watch hours going? Well, you know how I didn't go live for 9 days again? That definitely didn't help. But, life happens. Let's see. The total we're at right now is 2,292. For those that don't know, we're trying to reach 3,000 watch hours because then I can offer things. It's like the YouTube's next tier of here. You get privileges when you hit 3,000 watch hours. Adam says, Jay, look up Nickelodeon Banana Butt commercial. It's hilarious and one of my kids' favorites. Jay Dixon says, concrete porch geese. The geese, yes. Also get costumes to amuse passerbyers. I couldn't remember if they were bunnies or geese or ducks. So yes. And Beach Feet will watch your playlist this weekend. Well, I appreciate that, Beach Feet. What are you, I don't, which channel do you want to talk about yourself for hours, or you want to do that somewhere else? I'm sure I'll run into you on a live tonight somewhere. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals um, isn't, as far as I know, isn't going live tonight at all. Um, so I'm not sure where we're going to hang out after 10 o'clock. Because I don't have much to talk about. Okay, yeah. I wondered if I was ahead still or not. 300 ahead from Radio Jonesy. Okay. Jay's gonna look up banana butt later. Well, for real this time, I shall say goodbye. And maybe I'll see you guys around on another live stream tonight. And hopefully have some time this weekend to go live. We'll see. I got, like I said, another field trip going on, and you know, quality time with the people I love. Jack Beanstalk, thanks for a show, Shawnee. I enjoy your live shows. Have a great night. You as well. Um, you know what we always say, grow every day in every way.